Hello, today we're going to work on drawing a Celtic knot. Here's an example of one I kind of sketched, and I'm going to give you instructions on how to do this. So for this project, our handouts, the PDF handouts look like this. So we've got page 1 and then we've got page 2 with a bunch of directions on there, just visual directions. And it might look a little confusing, but once you follow the formula, it actually is not so bad. So the first thing you need is just a plain piece of paper. Actually, if you had grid paper, that would work out well too. Maybe you could draw it out on the grid and trace it on plain paper, and or just plain paper is fine. And you'll need a ruler and you need a pencil. And the first thing you will need to do is we're going to draw a grid like this. It's 3 inches by 3 inches. And you can definitely make it larger if you like to. This is kind of a nice size to keep it small and do some shading with. So it's not too huge, but if you want to make a larger one, that's fine. You just want to make sure you've got this grid with 4 dots and 4 dots, or 16. So however you want to spread that out. So to draw your 4 inch by 4 or 3 inch by 3 inch square, just going to line up your ruler and start there and go to 3, and I'm going to turn my ruler around, measure down. I'm going to try to stay parallel with the sides of the papers as best as I can, and I'm going to draw there, and then I'm going to come across, and we've got 1, 2, and I'm going to do the same thing at the bottom. Draw 2 more marks, and then I'm going to do that on my sides at the 1 inch part and the 2 inch, and again at the 1 inch and the 2 inch. And now all you have to do is draw little lines across. Line up your ruler and draw your lines, and you want it to be really light because you're going to go back and you're going to erase those lines eventually. And I'm going to line those up, and now I'm going to draw a dot on all the 4 corners and every other intersecting line, like I have in my picture. And I'll do that really quickly, and you will need those dots. You will rely on those dots. These directions show so many different grids. These are just different stages of it. You're only drawing one. So you're starting out here, and you're going to end up down here, all on the same grid. These are just to show the different steps to you. Once you've got all of your little dots here, 1, 2, 3, 4, then you are going to draw a dot in the center of each square. And that would equal to 9. So in the center of each square, I'm going to go ahead and draw another dot. There we go, there we go, there we go. And now we've got our 9 dots in there. And then you're going to go and you're going to grab an eraser, and you're going to erase all of your extra lines. My pencil doesn't have an eraser. I forgot to grab one. But you're going to go ahead and do that in the end. Or now, I'll do mine later. Now we're ready to go on to step 4 on this next page. Now all of these exercises are visual. And what I'm going to do is, it's basically like an elongated C. And I'm going to go to the second dot and then to the corner and draw my C shape. So it comes around this way. So it's just kind of hugging those dots like that. And that doesn't look perfect. I'm doing a rough thing right now, very lightly. In the end, I'll go back and I'll kind of change things and sketch the way I want it to be. And I'm going to come over here and do it on this side. And like they have here 4, I will do the same. And come around over here. And get that one. And then we've got the last one in this last corner here. So I'm drawing my little C's. Stage 5 shows where you draw these shapes on the end. You join some of those lines on the ends there. And it's kind of already done since I didn't erase mine, but I'll thicken that up a little bit so it's a little bit more obvious. And again, I'm going quickly because I'm on video and I don't want it to be very long. You might want to take your time and go a little slower and a little neater. But again, we're real sketchy right now, and in the end we'll kind of be rounding off some of our lines and going in with eraser and erasing things. So I'm grabbing that one line there. So I'm kind of doing something that sort of mimics the little C shape and coming around. And if this seems confusing, soon it will make sense. Everything kind of comes together. And then we've got this one. And I'm going to color in that way. Okay. There we go. That's a little bit on the sloppy side there. I'll clean that up in a little bit. Okay, so that was step 5. Now we're on to step 6. And what step 6 is we are going to make little arcs. So they show right here, from here to there, from here to there. Just that little rounded piece there. So that's at the top of the C. And we want to hit that dot there. And it can come over the edge a little bit. And we're going to join it to that line there. Okay? Like that. And then we're going to come along and do the same thing here. So we're going here. We're going to make sure we hit that dot on the side. And maybe come over the edge a little bit. And we'll do the same here. We're doing that 4 times, total of 4 times. This is number 3. And, oh, I missed hitting that circle there, so I'm going to come back like this. And now one more time, we're hitting that dot. And we're coming like this. Okay. That was step 6. Now step 7, we're joining these little pieces inside here. So where are those little pieces? This one is right here. And we're just going to do that. And then we're going to join that one there. And we'll come around and finish here. And you can see our drawing is starting to look like something now. And that's cool. Basically, we sort of finished off this little loop that's woven in there. So that was step 7. Now we're on to step 8. And we're just going to join these little sections that are in that direction. So we're going to join here. And they're a little bit rounded. And this goes to the center point. And this goes next to it like that. And so we don't want our lines totally straight. We want them a little bit rounded because these are kind of woven and they go over and above and around. So that's step 8. And then we're going to go to step 9. And step 9 is to finish the lines in the other directions, those little guys in the middle. And there's one here and here and then there and right here. Now already, just with the rounded lines, we're sort of getting the idea that these things go over and above, and that's kind of neat. And then lastly, now that we've done step 9, it's kind of completed. This is where you would go in with your eraser and your pencil, and you would start, I would erase my little dots that I could see and some of my thick lines. And then the other thing too is now you can start shading a little bit. So anywhere these meet, if the line is that way, you want to shade opposite. So the line is going this way, I'm going to have shade lines that are opposite of that, shaded lines. And do a little bit of shading with my pencil. And I'm going to go along here, and then there, really lightly with my pencil and cleaning with the eraser, and you can do a little bit of this. The other thing too is you can go in with colored pencils and pick some different colors and have fun that way with it. Or you can just do black and white with a little bit of shading. And maybe you want to make it larger, but the Celtic cross is always a really neat thing. There's many variations out there. And I hope you had fun with this.